let's see if I'm gonna let Jay beat me. Let's see if I still remember the. Yeah, come on. What's up? Still got it. What's going on, YouTube? Today we're gonna be doing a reactionary video to Simonb1471. It's gonna be titled, "Stop Pretending Battlefield 6 is Good, It's Embarrassing." Okay? In the description he said, "Battlefield sucks, the game won't last 6 months before it's irrelevant." Me being a Call of Duty professional, you know, it's interesting to get different perspectives, especially from guys with a bigger influence in this space. I don't really have expertise on any video game whatsoever. You know what I mean? I'm a fan, I like to play. But when it comes to like the technical side of things, I really don't have a say-so. But I do know that Battlefield 4 was one of my favorite games. Seems to me that Battlefield 6 went back to that kind of play style. Modern warfare with a lot of destruction. We'll see. Let's jump right into it and see what they're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What an absolutely chaotic last couple of uploads we've had on the channel. I've definitely hit a nerve with the, well, so-called Battlefield community, or at least the Battlefield community, how it resonates in 2025. This isn't really the Battlefield community of old. I think there's not many of those people left now in 2025, and it's pretty obvious that the new crowd are not really veteran Battlefield players. Again, I cannot say this as a generalization, but a lot of people don't play Battlefield anymore who used to play Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 1 even, Battlefield 3, or Battlefield 4, and it shows based on the comments on my previous videos when I was saying that, yeah, Battlefield 6 is a letdown.
He's got a lot of videos on his page about Battlefield 6, a lot of fixes and everything, what he thinks that should be implemented into the game, and I agree with a lot of stuff that he's got on his page. So this is pretty solid take. Battlefield 4 was legitimately, when you get rid of the arcade feel of Call of Duty, Battlefield 4 I think is up there with like the gold standard of like a mil sim, but still freeform enough to kind of like bridge the gap between the arcade and like a, I don't know, like a computer mil sim. But it's difficult to say, man. I don't know.
It's straight up garbage when you're comparing Battlefield 6 compared to other Battlefield games. Like I've said in my other two videos, that if you're judging Battlefield 6 based on just, is it an okay video game? Yeah, it's an okay video game. But when you're judging Battlefield 6 compared to Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1 even, it's shocking. And to keep it as short and sweet as possible when I'm comparing the games like for like, you've got to understand that Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 are very, very old games. You could basically, guys, Battlefield 3 was around when the fucking dinosaurs were still on Earth, and that game had more content. It had actually large-scale warfare. There's no large-scale warfare in Battlefield 6 on the beta maps we've got now. And if one more person says to me in the comment section of one of my videos that Battlefield 6 is just a fucking beta...
I remember getting into arguments with friends about Battlefield 3 on PS3 and Xbox 360, like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. Good times, man.
I'm gonna explode, guys, because it's not a beta. It's a fucking marketing tool. The game comes out in what, 6 weeks time? The 10th of October? The game gets released on the 10th of October. This isn't a beta. They can't make any meaningful changes to the game in that short period of time. Yes, they can probably make minor changes when it comes to optimization. And talking about optimization, the game runs like shit if you've got a shit CPU, because this game is so heavy on CPU. The game is just terrible when it comes to CPU benchmarking. Like, you have to have a really, really good CPU instead of just having a good GPU like most games have. And we had this problem.
Well, I play on PS5. I'm a console guy, so none of that applies to me. I think that they do the modifications and make the game run as smoothly as possible on the console. Shout out to PC guys, but that's just way too complicated for me. I use the PC to edit videos and look at YouTube. That's it.
in Battlefield 2042. They never solved it or even addressed that it was a problem in Battlefield 2042. And now we've got the exact same problem in Battlefield 6. You've also got the smallest maps ever in any Battlefield game. There's people saying to me, like, I'll put a comment up on the screen right now just to prove that I'm just not making things up. What happened to, you know, the sniping gameplay in this Battlefield? What's happened? Where's it gone? Did you just completely forget that the recon class is a thing in this game? We used to have Battlefield 4, for example, with 20 sight zooms, 20 times scopes, guys. You don't need that. You probably need a 2 or 3.
I used to do the recon sniper, like hide on the other side of the map and shoot somebody from like 1,000 yards. Oh man, fun stuff. You can hide in the mountains. Whew. Put up that basically the equivalent of the tactical insertion with that radio. Yeah, man.
Times scope at most on this game on the longest sight lines there is. Battlefield 6 is not Battlefield, guys. Like I've said, Battlefield 6 is a Battlefield version of Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty with tanks, Call of Duty with vehicles. There's no large-scale warfare. People are saying, "Oh, it's just a beta."
I disagree on that one, bro. So it is. It's so you gave the disclaimer. Please don't say it's a beta. It's a beta, but. Yeah, they're not going to make big changes to the actual gameplay, but all they gave us was a certain portion of the game. When you get the actual game, there's going to be different game modes, etc., etc. All the things that are still not available will be available. So, patience is a virtue.
Smallest maps in the game. I've actually had a look on the internet and I've got conflicting evidence, so to speak. So I don't know if it's true or not. A lot of people are saying that these are some of the bigger maps in the game, and I find that hard to believe because the game's 32 versus 32. Like, the maps I'm playing looks like it should be a Call of Duty map, like a ground war map, like 12v12, 9v9, something like that. But 32 versus 32 on the Cairo map and the other map, whatever that is, it just doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. Like, I've seen people saying that this is a great Battlefield game. You've got this guy on the screen right now. I've got no idea who he is, but apparently he's good at video games and he's got a pretty large channel, saying that this is the best Battlefield game ever. That's just straight out objectively wrong. It's objectively wrong. I get everybody can be subjective. You can have your own opinion. If you like it, that's great. You know, that's your opinion. That's something what's subjective. You know, right. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder bullshit. But when it comes down to looking at a game objectively compared to another game, like I've said, if you're comparing this game...
It's not bullshit, bro, because right now you are expressing your opinion. You can't then discredit others' opinions by labeling bullshit. That doesn't make any sense, man. I mean, again, freedom of speech, say whatever you want, but you can't dissolve other opinions and then trump everybody's voice and then say yours is... that's a conflict of interest, bro.
Game 2, I don't know any of the recent Call of Duty games, any of the recent Battlefield games, pretty much any recent FPS game. You might think it's alright because video games are shit now. But when you're comparing this game to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, considering Battlefield 4 had something called Levolutions, which completely changed the state of the map. Like, you remember, what was it? Siege of Shanghai? That map where the big tower scraper goes down? It, you know, epic. And epic things like the dam breaking, the dam wall breaking, and all the water rushing into the map. Oh, amazing times, guys. People saying that Battlefield 6 has got...
That blew my mind when that stuff was happening in that video game, man. So... They just got away from it with the other Battlefields that they dropped. So, we'll see.
An amazing atmosphere. Go and play Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Well, sorry, Battlefield 1's even better when it comes to atmosphere. So when you're judging Battlefield 6 compared to the older Battlefield games, it's garbage. It's objectively garbage. You've got YouTubers like Big Fry, who are normally... Battlefield
1 and Battlefield 2042? Yeah, those games were terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I like to look at games from an objective standpoint. Like, I like to pull the best out of them. Like, this was cool and that. Those games were bad, man. I remember they were giving away for $1? It was so bad, I think. So, yeah,
watch, saying that the game's almost perfect. No, it's not. The CPU bottlenecks on the game is ridiculous. There's glitches, there's bugs, there's problems. It's not a Battlefield game. It's a Call of Duty clone. That's what this game is.
There's always going to be glitches and bugs and problems, man. What are you talking about, bro? That's comes with the territory.
People are saying it's a beta, the maps. Oh, they've just got the smaller maps in because it's for the beta. Bullshit. This is a beta for marketing purposes. And obviously, because it's for marketing, they just want to sell more pre-orders of the game. They want all the morons to buy the Phantom Edition of the game. They want all the morons who said, we're never going to pre-order this game again, who I'm seeing are getting carried away to pre-order the game again. Can you remember when Patrick Sutherland said, if you don't like our game, don't buy it? Yet people's getting carried away with this game. There's people in my comment section who are saying Battlefield 2042 is better than Battlefield 6. Now, I don't think I can go that far, because if you're judging Battlefield 6 in its current life cycle now compared to Battlefield 2042 when that game just come along and we was all playing it for the first time, Battlefield 2042 was definitely worse than Battlefield 6. But judging Battlefield 2042 in the state it's in now compared to this game, as of right now, I genuinely think Battlefield 2042 is a better game. It's got the large-scale warfare, which is clearly missing in Battlefield 6. Again, and it's just a beta. Like, honestly, the amount of people saying it's just a beta, I've got no idea, and it just confirms to me that the majority, I'm not saying all of the gaming community, but the vast majority of the gaming community now are mind-fucked by influencers. The majority of the gaming community seem to think that all these big YouTubers, Twitch streamers, have no bias whatsoever when they've been on free holidays to go and see these video game publishers, developers, getting free access to all the content early so you can put on the channel and make loads of money through the YouTube ad revenue system, let alone all the freebies they get, you know, from these game developers anyway. Like, a lot of younger people are naive enough and brain dead enough to actually think that these YouTubers who are saying the game is perfect, like Big Fry, who's straight up sellout now, they think they've got no political motivation whatsoever when they clearly have. And I don't want to keep this video any longer than what it...
That's harsh, bro. That's harsh. Respectfully, let me check out who's Big Fry. Big Fry. Big Fry TV. Big Fry TV. 345K subs. Bro, he's getting money. What you mean he's selling out? Like, 345K subs compared to your 339. So, I mean, even, bro, I got like, I think 98. You can't call somebody a sellout because they're better than you in the space, man. That's not cool, bro. What you mean he's a sellout? If a big company approaches you with a brand deal or a brand opportunity, you're selling out because you're saying something good about the game? Huh. Interesting.
It needs to be, but ultimately, guys, the older Battlefield games had Levolution, which I've already talked about. Operations mode, what's happened to that? You know, we don't have any natural disasters, anything like tornadoes, tsunamis, anything like that anymore. Sandstorms, we don't have proximity chat. You know, if Battlefield 6 did include some of these elements, it wouldn't actually be that bad, guys. But again, it's a straight up downgrade. We don't even have dynamic weather in the games anymore. It's absolutely insane for people to saying that this game, like, again, Big Fry said, that it's near perfect, and then people saying it's the best, you know, Battlefield game of all time. That's just objectively wrong. Again, there's no long-range sniping. Again, something what Battlefield liked. Again, we've got to say there's no server browser. You can't see the full scoreboard. There's players hidden on the scoreboard because there's not enough room.
What? Bro, this is the beta. We don't have the game yet. I was rocking with you in the beginning there because, you know, you stick it up for the old guys, man. The old guys that like to still play video games and stuff, man. But you kind of killing me here at this point. Hey, no hater shit ever. You're not allowed to be a hater, bro. I don't, respectfully, I cannot, the hate and stuff, man. If somebody's doing better than you, bro, you can't call them sellouts and shit.
There's bots in the game, guys. You know, why on earth would anybody want to play an online multiplayer game with fucking AI bots? Honestly, from my point of view, they've learned nothing from the Battlefield 2042 failure. And again, there's people who have been saying this. There's people even saying that it feels like a worse version of COD, which I don't really know if I can go with that or not. But again, there's people saying it. Guys, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. I think, again, there's also people theorizing that maybe content creators are praising it so much because they've got used to just being you know, playing Warzone for too long. You know, maybe they've been bought by EA, which again, that's what I think is the most likely factor to this whole situation. But I can guarantee you this, guys. All these YouTubers coming out saying Battlefield 6 is the best Battlefield game of all time. These YouTubers like Big Fry, again, saying that the game is the best, well, sorry, is near perfect. All these other YouTubers who I don't even watch anymore, like Jack Frags, you know, Stoder, Westy, all these guys, you know, all that club. I can guarantee that in 6 months' time, they will not be playing Battlefield 6 or even making Battlefield 6 content on their channel when it comes to multiplayer. Now, unless
That's tough, bro. I don't know. You stand by that? Do you really think that Call of Duty's got a chokehold on the space, on the FPS space like that, man? You saying 6 months? That's all it's got? And they're talking about dropping the Battle Royale next year? I don't know, man.
they do something amazing with the Battle Royale version of the game will be dead in 6 months. Like I've said, we've not seen anything regards in the Battle Royale version of the game, which I'm still kind of excited to see what that's going to be like. But I just genuinely think that once Ark Raiders comes out, once other games come out, which aren't necessarily within the same genre, once those games come out, I think Battlefield 6 will be dead, guys. I really do. They've got to clearly smash something out of the park when it comes to the Battle Royale game mode of the game, because, yeah, this multiplayer version, it's just like COD with tanks. Fucking disappointed. If you're new here, guys, please do us a favor, smash that subscribe button. Leave a like on the video, because I'm sure this video is going to get loads of Battlefield fanboys just being absolute morons in the comment section saying, it's just a beta. But yeah, seriously, guys, don't be that person saying it's just a beta, for God's sakes. But yeah, guys, thank you for your support as always.
Damn, am I that person then? Like, I mean, I'm indifferent between either game, man. You know what I mean? I like Call of Duty. I like Battlefield. I don't know.
Anyways, I've got to kind of stop trying to answer all the comments once the video's been live for 2 hours, because that's when I get the wider, community talking nonsense in the comment section. But yeah, thank you for the guys who support me. Appreciate it. Ultimately, guys, I just want Battlefield to be the best game it can be. Yeah,
shout out to bro, man. I rock with your videos, dude. Go subscribe and support bro's channel. Stick it up for the old heads in the space.
I'm not just going to be a corporate shill out. A lot of people say, oh, you're just making content for rage bait. No, honestly, you know, how YouTube works and how this whole system works is if you make content what people like, people are going to watch it for longer, and therefore YouTube's going to recommend it to people, and therefore you're going to get more views and more subscribers. So yeah, that's just a quick one at the end, just to tell people, oh, it's rage bait. Yeah, I wish rage bait were that easy that it'd work on YouTube, but it really doesn't when it comes to video game content.
Interesting video, bro. I like it. So I'm going to take from this and just kind of looking at your page that you feel very strongly about Battlefield. So I mean, my personal opinion, I really would like to see the game excel, because I think that Call of Duty really did get away from that gritty warfare feel. And trust me, man, I understand that it's a different time. There are other things that the vast majority of the consumers are interested in, and none of that applies to an old dude's opinion. So we'll see. Battlefield might be talking all this noise about keeping it like how it was or going back to its roots and stuff, and then, you know, they drop a store, and then next thing you know, you got Ice Spice running around with an AR. Make sure you support bro's channel. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we're gonna drop in a Warzone here pretty soon. Give me another W. Let's go.